Whoa. Did you guys like that intro? Sorry about that. I'm trying to come up with a cool universal introduction for all of our videos, so I'm having some fun. We'll get on to the video. We'll get on. We're good to go. We even get wristbands to wear for the entire week that we're here. I said, we wear these the whole week? She's like, yes, but if you have to take them off for any reason, we can write you new ones. We're good to go. We are in C33.
C33.
There's all kinds of things to do. Morning. So we are in Petaluma. Petaluma, California, just north of San Francisco. Got here 2 days ago. Took yesterday to kind of lay low, relax. We're staying at a KOA here, so there's plenty of things to do for both girls to do. They swam. They got the big old huge inflatable air bouncy thing that they can bounce on. There's a rock climb. Pets. There's a petting zoo. Anything else? Yes, speak up.
Goats.
Goats. Yep. And the pool. Anything else?
I was gonna go rock climbing, but I was in flip-flops.
Yeah, can't go rock climbing in flip-flops.
Oh, and the big park and the little park.
That's right. So today, what we got? Wednesday. Today we are gonna go venture off into San Francisco. Fisherman's Wharf is our goal. We're gonna hit Fisherman's Wharf. We're gonna hit the aquarium of the bay, Madame Tussauds, kind of ride on the trolley cars a little bit. Pretty much that'll take up our day through there. Ripley's, believe it or not, for the wharf area. And then tomorrow, I think tomorrow we're gonna hit Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. And then I'd say Friday and Saturday be 2 more days in San Francisco. Yeah, Sunday we'll kind of goof off a little bit locally, probably hang out at one of the beaches, Bodega Bay or Steinhardt Beach, one of the two. And then Monday we're out of here before we head off to Monterey. But come along with us. We'll head over to San Francisco and Fisherman's Wharf and see what kind of cool stuff we can find there. You ready?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. We'll see you guys there. Go.
We're about to hit the aquarium of the bay at San Francisco at 9:15.
Pier 39. She got close.
Pier 39.
So there we are. We made it down here to Fisherman's Wharf. The aquarium is first on the list, and then we'll work our way down the wharf and then see what else we can find.
Leopard shark.
So shark tunnel,
Leopard shark.
totally cool. What'd you think about downstairs?
It was awesome.
What'd you see?
Sharks.
Anything else?
Octopuses and little fishes. Jellyfish mean.
Jellyfish?
And little fishes.
Did you learn anything?
Octopus too, from octopus. And little fishes from the sea. And the big fishes eat little fishes, and if the big fishes doesn't eat little fishes, some of them go away.
That's right.
Scuba diving underwater so they can feed the fish.
That's right. And we're learning about how little fish are important, because without little fish, big fish won't have anything to eat, and then we won't have big fish. So we did learn something.
Toads blink when they swallow. They don't have any bones between their eyes and throats. So when they swallow, their eyes sink through the opening of their skull and push food down their throats. That's all. Scarlett, touch him.
Oh, I touched it.
Use pet and look.
It's slime. It's so cute, baby.
There you go, Aubrey.
I get to touch a baby bat.
What's it feel like?
Jelly?
Like jelly?
Yeah. We just got done with lunch, and now we're gonna head over to the left-hand store.
So we're going to Lefty's left-hand store. It's a store that's dedicated to nothing but left-handed folks. And we got the one left-handed girl in her family. Why not?
So, these are left-handed coffee cups because if you try to drink them right-handed, well, there's a hole. So it'll spill all down the front of you.
I am Scarlett, and I'm still 5 years old.
What kind of store did we just go to?
A left-handed store.
What'd Aubrey get?
Some notebooks and some scissors.
And what are you gonna get?
I don't know.
So you gotta hold it further out so they can see you. Hold your arms out. Come
It
on.
hurts my neck.
So interesting story. My mother, let me back up. My sister and I and my mother used to live in San Francisco back when we were wee little kids, like Aubrey and Scarlett's age now. And my mom has a picture of my sister and I on the carousel at Pier 39. And here we are standing at Pier 39 many years later, not gonna say how many, but many, with my two youngins, and we are now going to ride that. So are you ever too old to be on a carousel? Ever?
Hi guys. Yeah.
Gotta get a little shot of Alcatraz. Unfortunately, I did not realize that you had to book the trip to visit Alcatraz way in advance. Like I thought a couple weeks was gonna be fine. No, apparently it's upwards to 2 months. So we kind of missed out on Alcatraz, which is a bummer. But we can see it maybe next time we come around, huh? Vincent Vega in the house. Carlos, I mean, I'm more of a bass player, but if you could teach me a thing or two, I mean, I could use some tricks. I need some tips. Anything to make me better. You're the man. I mean, you are the man. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Jimmy. was talking to Carlos and see if Carlos would actually hook me up with any tips. You think you can do the same? You and Carlos and me, we jam? I mean, I'm more of a bass player, but finger strength? Right on, buddy. What do you think about the Madame Tussauds wax statues?
They're good, but they're creepy because they don't even smile.
Well, that's because they're not real. Do they look real?
No, they're statues.
No, they look very real, very realistic. Want to go see some more?
Yeah.
We'll go see some more. So we've entered into the sports side of things. There's some pretty big celebrities through here. Babe. Serena. Billie Jean. Oh! Tiger. We've got some golf players who will never believe that I met you. Say hi to the guys. You guys will obviously recognize this guy. Who's the greatest? Come on. Who's the greatest? So what's cool about this whole wax museum is we learned a couple of things. Did you know that it takes over 800 hours to sculpt just one figure? 800. There's like 250 measurements and like 180 photos they have to take just to get everything totally accurate. Man, does it look accurate. I gotta get a picture of this lady here. She's gonna let me. A blast here. Man, look. You almost got me. You know who else almost got me? Look at that guy. So they rolled out the red carpet for us. Let me introduce you to everyone. Leonardo, Philip, Anne Hathaway, smile, pretty as ever. Tony, pleasure to see you, as always. This guy, Morgan, I love this guy. Totally love this guy. Two, please. Is George next? Yeah, his tab. Thank you. Welcome to Six Flags Discovery Kingdom in Vallejo, California. You guys excited?
Yeah!
What are we gonna do first?
Roller coaster!
What do you think?
Yeah!
Yeah? So we're gonna look for some roller coasters. Unfortunately, I think most of the cool roller coasters, they're just about 2 inches too short to ride. I mean, barely. But we'll see what we can do. I think there's 1 or 2 they can ride on. But there's plenty of other things that they can see and do here too. We'll have a lot of fun. This will be our day. But this will be exciting. Stick around, we'll show you more. Yeah.
Before you get into it, though, you want to get it nice and clean, wipe off all of that fishy stuff. Think it's ready? Awesome. Just drop on this now, just like that.
Right there.
You see Six Flags, last like Six Flags, and we got our face painted. And our most favorite part was when me and my dad went on the boat ride down the water. It was my favorite was me and Dad went on the roller coaster ride.
So there you go, Six Flags, Discovery Kingdom, Vallejo, California.
roller coaster.
We got to do a couple of roller coasters. They were able to get on a few of them. A bunch they couldn't. Just 48 inches is the height limit, and they're like 46 and a half. But we got some cool ones. They got a lot of the kid rides. Aubrey and I did the whitewater boat raft where you get wet like 5 times in a row.
Yeah, I got really wet.
Yeah, me too. And then Scarlett really liked getting on the Cobra, the roller coaster, her first real roller coaster, like an adult roller coaster. You know, it was like a mild thrill. It was pretty good. Aubrey didn't like the roller coaster too much.
Nada.
But they got cool face paints. They had a fun time with that one. I think everybody's a little wiped out from the day. It was pretty exciting. Even Lacey, she got to do a couple of things there. But what do you think, girls? Fun time?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we tell everybody you should go to Six Flags.
You should go to Six Flags.
All right. We're gonna head out of here, head back, get some dinner, call it a night.
And then we'll call it a night.
We'll call it a night. We'll see you guys later.
Bye. We'll see you tomorrow.
She was my sweet girl, and I miss her dearly.
Hey guys. Well, it's Friday. You know, we had a little bit of a rougher day today. Kind of probably our first rough day out of the whole travels. Athena, our family dog, some of you met in the prior episodes there, she got sick. Apparently, from the sounds of it, she may have been sick before we left. But the symptoms didn't really seem like she was sick. We kind of thought maybe she was just car sick. So, kind of backstory to it is she was basically throwing up about every day. But not really like just, you know, blah, everywhere, you know. It's more of like an acid indigestion, you know, liquidy kind of throwing up thing. Which a lot of things I was reading and talking to others, dogs can get car sick pretty good from the ride. And Athena, she's not used to long rides. She's used to short rides. So we figured she was car sick, and it was taking a little bit of time to settle it. And the first few stops in our travels, we were only, 3 days in between. So we were thinking she was getting car sick, and it was taking about a day or two before she simmered down. And then before you know it, we're back in the truck again for another long haul ride, and then she'd be car sick again. All in all, she's been throwing up for quite a bit, for about 3.5 weeks now. And it wasn't until the past couple of weeks that we started getting really concerned, because as of about a week and a half ago, she stopped eating. So she was throwing up, liquidy, bile, dog stuff, about once a day, every day, for the past couple of weeks, and she quit eating about a week and a half ago. We're trying to kind of feed her some chicken, stuff that, the vet says, plain chicken, plain white rice. But she didn't want to eat it. She just didn't want to eat. She was drinking plenty of water. She was still drinking plenty of water, still peeing, so she was seemed like she was doing okay. As long as she's drinking, a lot of docs, vets, they say the same thing. As long as she's drinking water and she's peeing, then we're good. So she was doing that, so I thought she was okay. Well, finally it broke down, and I called the vet this morning, and I called our local vet, back up in Bellingham, and they said no, too long for her to be not eating. She's kind of already a little lazy dog, as old as she is. Heck, she's about 9 years old this year. I don't really quite know what the life expectancy is of our family dog. I know she's getting up there. But they're really concerned about the fact that she wasn't eating for this long. So we took her in. All in all, I called so many vets in this area, in the Petaluma area, and everybody said the same thing. We really need to get her in, but everybody's overbooked. Nobody could get her in today. Ultimately, had to bite the bullet, take her in, and do the emergency care. So they brought her in, got her in on a VCA, one of the local VCAs. Actually, I say local, it's like 25-minute drive from here. But they got her in, and it was enough to where they're keeping her overnight. So, family's a little concerned. Lacey, really upset. I'm a little sad too, don't get me wrong, it's a family dog. Lacey was really upset. Girls, they're all right, but they don't quite realize that there may be a little severity thing to it. But vet wanted to keep her overnight. get her on an IV because they still thought she was still rather dehydrated, and figure out what's going on and why she won't eat. So we spent the day trying to figure out how to hang out, stay local. We couldn't go into San Francisco like we thought because we needed to stay kind of close in case something, you know, came up. So we kind of hung out in Santa Rosa for a while, and well, Mama thought a little shopping therapy would do some good. So we hung out and walked around local mall, you know, Lacey and the girls, they wanted to get pedicures. Okay, so they can get pedicures. Somehow they talked me into getting one too. Never had one. You don't know how weird that was? Like, that was weird. But my toes feel kind of okay. Can't say I'd voluntarily do it again, but my girls were pretty stoked that I sat there and had pedicures with them. We'll roll that footage. Hey girls. All said and done, after the pedicures were done and walked around, Scarlett got some new shoes, Lacey got some new shoes, some good walking shoes, and we decided we were heading on back, came on back to the campground. We no sooner just about got here and finally got a call from the vet. And I guess good news or not, I don't know, but you know, her blood work came out good, her blood sugar, the glucose levels, everything they tested her for, and the blood work came out good. She'd been having her, they had her on IV the whole time. You know, that was going good. She said she's doing real hydrated. They did do x-rays, and they can't see an obvious blockage that's causing a problem, you know, in her gut or whatever it may be. But everything tested okay. Like, she's actually in good spirits. She's in testing good health. They can't figure it out. So finally, we're moving on to, they're going to do an ultrasound. And the ultrasound is going to be kind of like to close the chapter for sure. We're going to know for sure if something's in there or not. Now, some of you close family members may recall that about 4 or 5 years ago, we had a very similar instance with Athena. The same similar thing happened, and she ended up going into the vet. They couldn't find anything either. X-rays didn't show anything. In fact, she went through 2 surgeries, figuring they'd find whatever was blocking and causing an issue in her gut. Never found anything. I mean, she went through all that unnecessary stress and pain and still never found anything. And then one day she, poof, magically, she was back to good spirits and back to eating. Couldn't figure it, never figured it out. So we're kind of going through it again. Difference being this time is we didn't do an ultrasound last time. This time we're doing the ultrasound. It's gonna be an expensive bill, but you know, she's part of our family and along for the ride with us. And the last thing we need is something really bad happen to her only a couple weeks into the whole trip. So she's still staying overnight at the vet hospital, and hopefully we'll be able to get her back tomorrow. Should be getting a call sometime tomorrow. I don't think they were going to do the ultrasound until tomorrow, but fingers crossed. For now, tonight we're hanging out here at the campground, gonna get a little dinner, get some pork chops going on the Traeger. Yes, I brought the Traeger. Girls are doing their thing and don't really quite understand what, you know, could happen to Athena or could not. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. In the meantime, yeah, it's just a little shadow on our San Francisco trip, and we may miss out on some of the things we were going to do in San Francisco because of this too. We had plans to go into, well, today we were going to do the San Francisco Zoo and the California Academy of Sciences there at Golden Gate Park. Didn't make it in, and we were thinking we'd do it tomorrow, but since we got to hang tight and see if we're going to pick up Athena tomorrow and get her out of the hospital there, I think we're going to hang out locally. So I think we'll just kind of cruise around and see what we can explore in northern Petaluma, and maybe head over to one of the local beaches. But yeah, that's where we're at today. We'll keep you guys posted on what happens with Athena, how well she does, and see where our travels lead us tomorrow. Bye, guys. Hey guys. Well, let's see, today's Monday, July 22nd. Lots happened since our last, my last little update there on Friday on Athena. Another video's kind of dragging on a little bit here, so I'll try to make this one short. Ultimately, doctors did the ultrasound and found a thickened tissue section mass, whatever you want to call it, on her stomach, right about where her stomach meets her intestines, which was virtually closing off the opening from her stomach to her intestines, which was preventing stuff from passing. A little bit was passing here and there, liquid, water could pass, but no solids, which explains why she quit eating. And she was regurgitating so much more because there was so much in her stomach sloshing around, moving around, and it wasn't going anywhere. It'd come back up. The doctors were concerned that it could be cancerous, but unsure. The ultrasound, of course, not being able to tell us. So they did a aspirates, I think it's what it's called, test the first time, and using the ultrasound and kind of have a needle where they poke in through the abdomen, try to get a tissue sample, and be able to test the tissue sample to determine if it's cancerous or not. And whether it's cancerous or not cancerous, decide the course of action from there. The test was inconclusive, which apparently is quite common for this test. It's kind of a crapshoot on whether or not you get an adequate enough sample to be able to test without running the risk of potentially puncturing what could be a nasty infected chunk of whatever. And if you puncture it and it spreads, well, now you go into emergency surgery. But that process is less expensive and an easier process, and especially easier on the patient, Athena. So we did that first, came back where they couldn't get a good enough sample, came back inconclusive. Through the course of this weekend and some various phone calls and visits to the vet, they've been trying to basically keep Athena on IV, trying to get her to eat. She hasn't eaten very well, if at all, actually. I think a couple of bites of chicken, on Saturday. But altogether, it came down to her care being transferred over to a specialist at the VCA. She was great. Yes, she was totally great. I don't think I could have asked for better care, and probably some of the best care that I have been a part of when it came to veterinary care with any other vets that I've been to. So there's no complaints on my end from that. They gave their heart to help her out. All in all, it came down to the only way to be certain and to really get a good determination on whether or not this area was cancerous was to do surgery, and even then it was just exploratory surgery. If it was cancerous, there wasn't going to be much we could do. If it's not cancerous, maybe some options. But even the options for her weren't that great. I mean, realistically, if they were to cut between the intestines and the stomach and separate it and cut sections out and kind of put things together, it's not a really good choice for her. And then there was the potential for having a feeding tube in there. I mean, I couldn't do that to her either. I mean, she can't live on a feeding tube. Short term, while healing, that's one thing. But moving forward, I couldn't do that. But without knowing, it was hard to make a decision on that one. So we did do the surgery, and that was today, a couple of hours ago actually. Before she went into surgery, Lacey, the girls, myself, we went up to go visit Athena. We visited her yesterday as well too. And we visited her with the intention to say goodbye, mainly because the likelihood of her not making it through the surgery, was elevated. If it was going to be cancerous and nothing we could do, we decided that we were probably going to have to put her down. We did the surgery, and we got a call midway through the surgery, and it turns out that the mass was substantially larger than what the ultrasound had shown. And the surgeon determined that in order to remove what they were pretty sure was cancer, without poking it and opening anything up, the area that was the growing mass was hard as a rock. And they were certain it was cancerous. And it had even spread further into the top portion of the intestines, into some of the ducts. They would have had to cut out a portion of her intestines and 2/3 of her stomach. And by doing so, even if they were successful, she would not have lived very long. So unfortunately, we had to make a tough decision, and as emotionally trying as it was for everybody. Today, July 22nd, on Monday, Athena officially passed and left this world. Here, actually in Santa Rosa, California, we can take solace knowing that, due to the size of the cancerous areas covering her stomach, she'd been dealing with it for a while and has been suffering with it for a while. And we like to think that she's not suffering anymore. She feels better. And at least she was able to start this journey with us. We are having her cremated, and she will continue this journey with us. But a sad day, on a sad note. We have extended our stay here in Petaluma, I think until Friday. Almost another week, 4 or 5 days, just so we could be here for Athena, for her to do her thing. But yeah, no more Athena. Hopefully she's in a better place. But Lacey had asked that she be cremated, and she can still come along with us and travel along through this whole journey. She was a part of this from the start. She's gonna be a part of it to the end. This being a sadder note on our San Francisco stop, I thought it'd be fitting to take this moment to kind of give her a fitting eulogy. And the San Francisco video will be in loving memory of our family dog Athena. And we'll go to Monterey from here and try to pick up where we left off. Here's your update, guys. Thanks a lot for watching.
Hi, we're at the doctor's and she got flu. She has a flu. She had a flu. She's been doing good. And they shaved her. Just got her, and now Mom's crying about it. They shaved her leg and her belly. My first favorite part because she always let me pet her. She jumps on me in between.
Athena was a great dog. One of the best dogs I've ever had.
Her favorite food is dog food, like she always eats. I liked that Athena was playful.
Athena was the most sweetest, loving, caring dog that I've ever had. She
barked a lot. She jumped up on people a little too much that I cared for. But she listened. She was a great dog.
She slept a lot and she barked a lot and she was really nice.
liked to cuddle, and she loved to be pet, and she just loved to be right there with you all times. She was my sweet girl, and I miss her dearly.
I always remember her because she's a sweet dog. She's like 9 and she's pretty cute. She's our only first dog.
She was great for our family. She was a part of the family. We all loved her very much.
I loved Athena a lot. I loved her a lot.
She lived a very loved life, well taken care of. She took care of us. She will be missed.
She will be missed. She'll be missed.
She will be missed dearly.
Still miss her.